Hey, 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 fam bam.
What's up?
What's up, what's up, what's up?
What's up?
So, it's your girl, Santina.
Okay.
And Princess. And today, we want to talk about our embarrassing blind moments. And if you have any, put them in the comments so we can, I'm sure some of us got some of the same things that have happened to us. So, who's gonna start?
I think you can start.
Okay, so I'll start, but before we get started, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow the YouTube channel, Facebook, as well as TikTok. And don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we go live or post a video. Thank you to all our new watchers. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Please make sure to subscribe if you enjoy our content, and we would love to welcome you into the fam bam, okay?
Bam, bam.
All right, you guys, so let's get into it. All right, so some embarrassing blind moments. What?
I just want to say
Okay, so here's one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever accidentally got into the wrong car when somebody was coming to pick you up?
I may have approached the wrong car. I don't think I got into the car all the way. I think I might have been like trying to open the door and they locked the door and be like, "What you doing? What you looking for?"
One time I literally walked up to a car and I opened the door and I was getting ready to get in, and the lady was like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Oh, I am so sorry." I was so embarrassed about that for a long time, y'all. I was so embarrassed. I almost got in this lady's car. And it was back when you was when you had that apartment on Warren.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how people just pull up,
Mm-hmm.
and then whoever come, you come out the building and you go to whatever car supposed to be the car that you're waiting for. And man, I done walked up to the wrong car because I can't see who's in the car. I don't know. So I thought, it was the same color as the car that I was looking for, but it wasn't the right car. So that was pretty embarrassing. I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you were somebody else," and I closed the door.
That is pretty embarrassing. But I think I got one that might be a little more embarrassing.
Oh man.
Speaking of the apartment on Warren, one time I had a friend of mine over. This is back in the day when I used to drink beer a whole lot and everything. And we had a couple beers, whatever the case may be. And I stayed on the 6th floor. And when I left, my friend was in the living room watching the baseball game. I'm like, "Yo, I'll be right back. I got to shoot up to my other homeboy apartment real quick." So I went up there to his apartment. I came down. I hit 6 on the elevator. But somehow I think I ended up going to like 4 or something. So when I left, like I said, I left the apartment door unlocked. So when I walked back down, I went back to where my apartment was at. But I ain't checked the floor because I knew I had 6.
Yeah.
So I must have hit 4 or something. So I get off the elevator. I walk in the apartment, and I hear the baseball game on the same way it was when I left. But But now I hear the baseball game on in the bedroom too. So I walk over to the bedroom. I'm like, "Yeah, the game on here." So then I walk back out to the living room. I'm like, "Why you turn the TV on in there?" And nobody says that. The next thing I hear this older couple like, I'm like, "Oh man, I'm in the wrong apartment. I see y'all later." I just turned around and walked out the door like, man, I went in the wrong apartment somehow. But it was funny because I went off with my man. I'm like, "Man, why you got that TV on in there?" And
ain't nobody say nothing.
The couple was just like shocked. They didn't know what to say. They was like, And then I'm like,
Dang.
"Oh man, I'm in the wrong apartment." I said it out loud just like that. Turned around and walked out the door. Went upstairs, told my homeboy. He started dying laughing.
Man, remember I told you I did that, Trey? In the same apartment. I was going back to your apartment. I think I was coming from taking Michael to school. And man, I had my headphones on and everything, listening to my jams. And I thought I was on 6th floor. I opened up the door to the apartment, but of course I could see a little bit. So I was able to open up the door and see that it looked different in there. So I was like, oh man.
No, I was all up in the apartment.
You went all up in there to the bedroom and everything?
I walked to the bedroom, walked back out to the living room. I'm like, oh yeah?
That's funny.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, that's worse than my experience walking into the wrong apartment. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna tell you another funny blind moment that happened to me. This is when I was younger. I don't know where I was going. I was blind. I was in middle school, and I had got into some trouble with the teacher, whatever. And I called myself dipping out, like running away from the crime scene, whatever the case may be. And I'm on the 2nd floor of Remus Robinson, and you know how Remus Robinson, they had the like curved stairwells.
Yeah, yes.
But I mean, I knew the stairwell was curved, but I didn't know that the ceiling was the way it was. So I called myself hurrying up, getting down the steps. So I jumped off the top stairs and I smacked into the wall like, ah! I'm talking about it was one of them cartoon ones. So I slid down the wall like, I slid down the wall, and then I just had to get up though and keep going. I couldn't. I was trying to get away, so I had to just get up. My face was hurting, and my body was hurting. I had to get up and keep going, just to find out later on the teacher wasn't even coming at me. Like,
oh.
I guess being blind, not knowing somebody coming or not, I was just trying to get away. That junk was terrible. It was just like in the cartoon, when the cartoon smacked the wall,
man.
and then they slide down the wall. That's exactly how it happened to me. I smacked the wall, and then I just slid down to the landing like, shh. But I had to get up and keep going because I don't know. It was terrible.
Your embarrassing moments is funny, man.
It was absolutely terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Every time I tell that story, people be dying laughing. Wow. Why did you do? I mean, I was trying to get away. I didn't even realize that it wasn't coming behind me. I just like, I gotta get out of here. I mean, not even thinking about the fact that I'm blind. I wouldn't know if they was behind me or not. Even if I got away, they still saw where I was going.
Oh,
and like, I don't know. It was just one of the moments. And then come to find out nobody was even behind me.
You was gonna get away though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy. So here go an embarrassing blind moment for me. So I was dating this guy, and I was at his house, right? And he had a friend. It was like maybe a couple people that was over there, and so I guess from the back, the friend looked like my boyfriend at the time. So I walked up to the man, I was just gonna put my arms around him, thinking that was my boyfriend, like hug him from the back. So I went to the man and I was like, hey, and I put my arms around him, and then I realized it wasn't him. So I somehow kind of played it off like I was trying to give him a friendly hug or something. The guy didn't say nothing. And I don't think he said nothing to my boyfriend at the time. But man, that was so embarrassing. I didn't even know that man.
He probably thinking, what's wrong with this girl?
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know from the back they had like the same kind of hairstyle or something. And
Did he know you had a visual impairment?
No, I don't think so, because I ain't know that man. That was my first time seeing him. I was so embarrassed. I never told my boyfriend or nothing. I never said nothing. But yeah, I went back there. I'm glad I ain't try to kiss him or nothing or try to grab nothing.
Yeah, that's absolutely terrible.
Oh, that would have been awful. But yeah, I was just trying to hug him, like sneak up on him and hug him from behind. And it was his friend. He didn't say nothing though. I guess, I don't know, I tried to play it off like, hi, how you doing? I'm Santina, such and such girlfriend,
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, that was so embarrassing.
Some of the smallest things can be embarrassing when you're blind. Like, if you got a restaurant when you go to reach for your drink and somebody knock it over, it feel embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, now I got a table. And then don't let somebody be sitting across me. They gotta hurry up and jump up.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Yeah, that's one of them small embarrassing moments that happens. I guess it happens to all blind people. It probably even happens to some sighted people, but as a blind person, you really feel like, man, I should have that cup was there. I did that one time and got my whole plate wet. Like, they had to give me a whole new plate. Like,
And you be sitting there looking like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, yep, that's messed up. Messed up my whole plate.
yeah, I remember this. Another time on my apartment on Warren. I'm a big General Hospital watcher. You can judge me if you want to. Judge me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? We listen, but we don't judge. So one time, and this is before the days of DVR and before streaming got big, all that stuff. So you used to have to be there and watch the show when the show came on. It used to come on at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock every day used to come on. Now it come on, I don't know, 2 o'clock. I don't know, because I watch it on.
I think it's 2 o'clock. Yeah.
I watch it on Hulu, whatever the case may be. So I'm at my homeboy house up on the 7th floor. And I'm like, man, everybody knew me at the time, knew I watched General Hospital faithful. So I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta go. It's about to be General Hospital time. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna roll with you. Now my homeboy, he blind as well, but he was just like, I'm gonna roll down there with you. You know what I'm saying? Finish, we was talking. He's like, I'm gonna roll down there with you so we can finish talking. So I'm like, all right, bet. So my homeboy stayed like 2 doors away from the stairwell. And so me and him, you know, at the time, I'm like maybe 160 pounds. Something like that, whatever the case may be. And there was this blind deaf man that stayed right at the end of the hallway on the 6th floor.
Oh no.
And it just so happened he was coming out of his apartment at the same time when I came out the door. So it's like, I came out the door, you know, as a blind man, running because I knew they lay out in the hallway, but I wasn't expecting nobody to be in the hallway. And a football popped him like, boom! You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, even though he was blind and deaf, he could still talk. He's like, oh, what happened? What's going on?
Oh no!
So I hit him. Then while he trying to figure out what's going on, 2 seconds later, my homeboy come out there out the stairwell, and he like 300 pounds. He riding down the hallway too. Boom! He hit the man and smacked him into the wall that time.
Hit the man. Damn.
And so then it's like, well, we didn't have time to say I'm sorry because you have to write in his hands. And I ain't had time to say I'm sorry. I was going to watch General Hospital, but yeah, that was terrible. We assaulted the blind man.
The blind deaf man.
The blind deaf man got assaulted by 2 blind men. And we didn't even take the time to slow down and say sorry. I mean, it was terrible, but in the end it was like, dang, that's messed up.
Yeah, that's messed up. He can't hear or see what's happening.
Yeah.
He just get knocked. Dang, that's terrible.
It was funny. It wasn't funny. It was funny.
It probably wasn't funny at the very moment, but man.
No, it wasn't funny at the very moment. Not till we got to the apartment and said, man, I smacked Roger on the way downstairs. And I said, oh man, I did too.
Dang. So you wasn't even there when you did it. It happened way after you left.
I mean, I was probably walking like by the time Terrence came down, I probably was getting in the apartment or to the apartment, so I wasn't paying attention. I just thought he was still complaining for when I smacked him, but I guess he was complaining for when Terrence smacked him the second time.
Dang.
Yeah, that just was terrible.
So when y'all went through the window, was that embarrassing at all? Or?
No, it wasn't really embarrassing, but at the time, I was dating this other blind chick, and I wasn't even dating her at the time. We had broke up, and her new boyfriend had a problem with me. And so he like threw some water on me, but I ain't react, you know what I'm saying? I just played it cool. And afterwards, my other homeboy was like, man, that's my boy. And he would give me like a bro hug, but he ended up pushing me through the back window. He ended up pushing me through the back window. Now, mind you, this blind chick she was at the top of the steps when it happened. As soon as she heard that window break and her stepdad came out the room like, man, what the F y'all back there doing? She ran so fast, hopped in her bed like she was asleep, like she didn't know what was going on. Like, what the heck?
Every time I hear that story, it's always funny. Y'all done went through the window.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Dang. And she left y'all hanging, went and jumped in the bed like she was asleep.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Wow.
She got to that room so fast, from the back of the house to the front of the house in like 2 seconds. Hopped in the bed, like she didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
Because we was all waiting on our ride to leave at the time, you know what I'm saying? My brother was going to pick me and my homeboy up and take us back to the crib at the time. And we was like one of the last 2 people there or something at the time. And yeah, she went and hopped in the bed like she didn't know no better.
Wow. Yeah, that was funny. Every time I hear that story, especially hearing both of y'all tell it, oh man.
I mean, I didn't get cut up, but we had to buy a new window for the back door.
Y'all went straight to the... That's terrible. Wow.
Only thing stopped me from going completely through the windows on the other side of the door, they had like these bars.
Oh
like,
yeah, you
that
couldn't go
bar
through the
screen
bars,
door,
yeah.
So my back hit that part, but I was just glad that I didn't get cut up.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been awful.
One time when I was getting off the bus, I caught myself trying to throw my stick at somebody, and I ended up throwing my stick through a window.
You was trying to throw your stick at somebody, your cane?
Yeah, I was trying to throw my cane at somebody.
Why?
I don't know. I was young. I wasn't thinking about it.
Something just made you want to throw it.
That ended up costing me like $100 to replace that big window.
Sure, you done did some stuff.
No, I mean, I guess I have. And I'm pretty sure I'm past the statute of limitation on this next story.
Lord.
I was working at the Center of Creative Arts one summer. My homeboy wanted me to come down there and work, and he was like, I'll teach you how to play the drums. So he taught me how to play the drums. And, where you going? Oh, man. Everybody got a cup but me.
Go ahead, keep going.
So, me, my one homeboy who I keep talking about, that's, you know what I'm saying, his name T. Me, him, and my other homeboy C, we was like at the restroom area. And we all blind. And then I was, just being a young blind kid, just like, oh, I wonder what this do. Tim's like, oh, that's the fire alarm. I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened if I pull it. And he was like, nah, man, you better not pull it. And I don't know, something in my brain was just like, pull it. Next thing you know, it was like, come to find out, we cleared out 3 buildings because they was all connected on the same fire system. So we run out to the court, you know what I'm saying, blind. We just acted innocent. At the time I remember like, oh, some fire alarms be putting that ink on the back of the hand. So I'm trying
I was about to say that, yeah.
I'm trying to keep my hands in my pocket. And they like, oh man, who pulled the fire alarm? My other homeboy C, he getting all nervous. I'm like, man, Trey, man, you gonna get us in trouble, man. My other homeboy T like, man, just be quiet.
I know, cause what's his name? He be real paranoid.
Man, we ended up in the courtyard with like all the people from every building. Like it was like 200 people in the courtyard. Like 3 fire trucks came. They like, whoever did it gonna get a $500 fine. I'm like, oh man.
Dang. They never knew it was you.
No, I never got in trouble after that. It was just one of them things that was dog.
Man, this is funny. Trey came on here tomorrow. I only got 3 stories.
I do only. That's only 3.
No. You done did some stuff.
I ain't got no more stories.
So imagine, okay, me and Tremaine, we've been best friends for the past 15 years before we got married. We've been married for 3 years. So over those years, we be together a lot. We even lived together a couple times. So imagine we walking, and I have some vision, and Trey, I think he was totally blind at the time. Sometimes when we be walking, and if if Trey accidentally make a mistake, he might, bump a pole or, stepping down on the curb or something. And then I just be feeling like, imagining like people that be driving down the street probably be looking at me like, how she be letting that, she walking with that blind man and letting him, hit stuff or trip over stuff. And I be thinking like, oh man, I probably look so bad out here because Tremaine got his cane. I don't have my cane. And we just walking, and I could imagine if it was me driving, I'd be looking like, how's she doing that to that blind man? She just letting him hit, run into the pole. I don't see that he about to hit no pole. I don't know. But I can imagine on the outside looking in, people was probably looking at me like, she trifling, letting that man run into stuff like that. And so sometimes when Tremaine do have like a little accident or something, I be feeling embarrassed because I just know people like, now she can see and he can't see, and she just let him run into that pole. Because looking at me, you can't tell that I'm illegally blind myself. I just look like a normal sighted person walking down the street. So I couldn't blame people who don't know, looking from the outside looking in, thinking that and looking at me as a bad person. But that's the only reason why I be embarrassed is because people probably be like, man, that's trifling. She ain't right. But yeah, it be some embarrassing moments, especially when you really can't see that well, but you try to play it off like you can see, and then you end up tripping down the stairs or something, or something crazy end up happening. But yeah, we done had some embarrassing blind moments in life. And I know you guys probably got some stories to tell as well, but whew.
Yeah.
It's interesting sometimes, but sometimes it be like, man, I hate that I can't see. I mean, you feel that way all the time, like, I hate that I can't see, but, sometimes it just be like, oh my God. Ooh, Trey, was I with you that time? Okay, when we was smoking weed before, right? And we was breaking it down, and it turned out like it was cheese or something. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that me and you together? Mm-hmm. We was breaking it down some weed, y'all.
I don't know how some cheese got in there.
Me and Trey used to smoke weed. We don't anymore, but yeah. Trey was like, this weed feel weird. I'm like, what you mean it feel weird? Because he was breaking it down. And so I went over there like, what is that? So we come to find out, I guess it was cheese. I still to this day, I don't know what it was, but it looked like cheese. And he was just breaking it down. And he like, this junk feel weird.
Yeah, that junk was terrible.
That was crazy. And it's like, if he hadn't have said nothing, that stuff just would have got rolled up and we would have been smoking on some cheese trying to figure out why this tastes like this and what happened.
I remember one time before for those that don't know, I lost my sight when I was 12, and then at 30 I got sight back in my right eye for like 10 years maybe. And so before January last year, January 2023, I could see out my right eye some. So I was able to, navigate pretty well on myself. And I used to go out on my bike. So we got married in 2021. She moved to Detroit in the summer of 2022. So, of course, the summertime is out. I'm riding my bike. I used to just go bike riding by myself. You know what I'm saying? I could see well enough to ride my bike and to recognize landmarks to where I was going. So one day, we stayed on 7 Mile, and I rode my bike up to like a mile to 8 Mile on this private street. And then on the way back home, I don't know how I wasn't paying attention, but the next thing you know, I ended up in 7 Mile, which is a major busy street.
Yeah.
And I almost ended up smacking into the side of this truck. But lucky, I stopped in time. The truck didn't hit me. I didn't hit the truck. But something happened in that moment that I got lost because I didn't realize I was just a block away from home. So I'm like trying to go back home. And next thing you know, I'm riding. Next thing you know, I come into like this dead end area. I'm like, oh man, where the heck am I at? I was lost. because I recognized my landmarks where I was at. And unfortunately, I went to a neighborhood where it was like a dead zone on my cell phone, so I couldn't use the GPS to get back home.
Yeah, dang.
So I ended up just riding my bike, you know what I'm saying, back the way I came. Like, oh, I think I came from this way. I'm thinking something like, somebody must have made a left turn or a right turn somewhere along the line, but I didn't make no turn at all. I just rode past the block and went down the block farther than I ever went before. And it dead into like a dead end. Like I literally was riding up it dead into somebody's like garage. I'm like, man, where the heck am I at? So eventually I had to ride back a couple blocks to get the phone start working. And I was able to use the GPS to guide me back to home. That jump was scary. I felt like I was lost. I mean, I could see on my right eye at the time enough to recognize the landmarks. But somehow I just didn't recognize that when I passed 7 Mile, I only had to go another block to get to our house. But yeah, that jump was terrible. I was out riding that day longer than I wanted to ride.
Dang. I know. Okay. This used to always be embarrassing to me. Now, if you're somebody who, you know, has been in church, then or if you've been in like a Baptist church or something, you know, one of the churches where they take communion. So I used to hate when it was time to take communion at church, not because I didn't like taking communion, but it was because the process that you had to go through, like being able to see. So back in the day, you know, they would have like the little communion cups with the juice inside of it, and they would have them all sitting on a tray, on a big round tray, and then they would you know, pass it to each row or whatever. And what you would do is you would take your cup, you know, you take the bread, you eat it, and then you take the cup and then you drink it and then put it back on the tray. So when it gets to me, I can't tell what cup is empty, what cup is full. So I'm like, you know, now here I am picking up cups. Oh, that don't got nothing in it. And I used to hate it because it's like, man, I can't see to know which cup, because the cups are clear too, but I can't see if there's something in the cup or not. And you really don't want to be touching people's cups after they done drunk out of it and you touching. So I used to dislike taking communion just because of that. And then once they start getting the little cups that's got the cracker or bread, whatever, on top of it, so it comes together as one, that was perfect for me, because I ain't got to be filling around trying to find a communion cup. And people always forget that I can't see that well because I get around very well. So, you know, I don't hardly ever really get assistance. So I do have my embarrassing moments because I don't be wanting to, you know, ask people for help sometimes when they be busy doing other things, and then I gotta, hey, can you help me? Can you help me? You know. Yeah. So yeah, like even a few weeks ago, I had an embarrassing moment where we were in church and they were passing around, because our apostle, she likes to, especially when we have long programs, she liked to get a whole bunch of snacks and you know, pass them around while she preaching or whatever. We get to eat snacks, drink juice, water, whatever. And they were passing around a box of chips, and then you can see what chips you wanted. So there was one box that was coming my way, and the girl next to me was passing it to me. So I was about to, you know, dig around in it and get a bag of chips, because that's what everybody was doing. And come to find out, it was trash. And I'm like, girl ain't say nothing here. You got any trash or nothing? She just was like trying to hand me the box or pass me the box. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to get me some Cheetos, you know? And come to find out, it's trash. The girl was laughing at me and everything. And I was like, well, girl, you know, why you didn't tell me it was trash, you know? So that was embarrassing. I was on the front row too. So it was like, I know Apostle wasn't looking, but you know, if she was, it would have been like, I don't even know if she would have seen it, but why is the Tina digging in the trash?
Yeah, that's absolutely terrible. As a blind person, as a blind or visually impaired person, you have a lot of those moments in life where just, like I said, the smallest, most innocent things, they feel embarrassing to you. Like one time when I was coming home, this is when I was still blind, and No, I might have been able to see still. Even when I was able to see a little bit, I still carried my cane. And especially when I was walking somewhere like Forest, and I was coming home on the bus, and I stayed like 3 blocks from the main street, Woodward. And I was walking down Warren, and I was in the Wayne State area, and I was on the phone. And this is when I learned that it's not safe to talk and walk on the phone as a blind person. It doesn't work sometimes. So I got distracted, and they had these like big concrete blocks that people sit on in the yard. And one time I was walking, and I went to go walk, and this person came and said, "Excuse me," and I caught myself stepping out the way. While I was still walking forward, and I smashed my whole knee on the block, like, oh man. And the person like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I just had to sit down and rest for like 10-20 minutes because I'm still like 2 blocks away from the house. And I gotta get home somehow, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there embarrassed because now this person seen me smack my leg on this concrete block. Like it for me wasn't nothing broke or bleeding, but it was just the pain of it. And
yeah, I know that hurt.
Like I said, just being blind or having a vision impairment, things are like that are embarrassing. Like, I'm not sure if you ever done it before. Been at a restaurant, thinking you got a spoon or a fork full of food, and you're gonna put it to your mouth, and it's like, this air tastes nice. You got a spoonful of air, a fork full of nothing. Yeah,
oh man,
that'd be embarrassing. But it's like I said, it's not really embarrassing. It's just one of them embarrassing things that make you feel embarrassed. But it'd be funny at the same time because you be thinking you done got a whole spoonful of whatever or a whole fork full of this, and you gotta put it to your mouth and it's just like nothing.
And speaking of restaurants, tell me why the first couple times we went to Texas Roadhouse, was it the first 2 times? When Trey, took his first bite of of steak, he choked on it. Like was that the first 2 times we went?
No, it was a couple times. I don't know what.
In a row. So we looking like, what the heck is going on? Why does this keep happening?
And I ain't one of them people that choke and
no.
I'm
like, oh my God. And then, that stuff, that don't normally happen. Like, you don't be choking on stuff. So I'm like, what is this? Is this saying something? Is this trying to tell us something? Because it happened like twice in a row when we went there. Because that's one of our favorite restaurants. Because their steak is the bomb. But man, And I don't think it was a blind moment. I just think it was like I don't know.
I didn't cut the steak right. I was trying to chew it so fast. I didn't chew it enough. I don't know. It was one of them things that happen.
Man, but yeah, like Trey said, we be having our moments. We have our moments. Like, I know I've had probably, more moments than what we've talked about here. But, just thinking off the top of our head, some things, yeah.
But if y'all got any blind moments or any vision impaired moments y'all want to share, make sure y'all leave them in the comments, because I know y'all laughing at me and I want to laugh back at y'all the same way.
Yeah, because it's funny. It's not really nothing to really be embarrassed or feel bad about. It's just something that blind people go through, and you just got to see the humor and stuff sometimes instead of, feeling terrible. Because I know I done walked up to people and thought they were somebody and they weren't, or I done called somebody the wrong name and it's not that person that I thought it was. And those little things, they could be embarrassing too, because hey, it's just mistakes. so but it's all right. It's a part of our lives. It happens. We're probably gonna make more little mistakes along the way, but hey, we can't see, or we can't see that well, so we just roll with the punches and kind of do what we can. And that's it.
So, like I said, make sure y'all leave a comment telling us some of y'all funny blind moments or embarrassing moments. Because I know y'all laughing at us. We want to, have a crack a smile at some of the stuff y'all been through. Maybe it'll jog some of our memory of what we've been through.
Yeah, because I know we got more. I know especially me, because I've been legally blind my whole life. So I know I got some stuff that I'm probably just not thinking about right now. So yeah. But that's just some of the stuff. That's why I say some of our blind moments.
Yeah. As always, we appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow. And share. Don't forget to share, because sharing is caring.
That's right.
And I guess we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, I guess that's it, y'all. Please comment. We really want to see y'all comments, okay? And we'll respond, because we respond to all of our comments. So,
all right.
So we love y'all, and I guess we will see you on the next video.
Peace.
All right, love you. Bye.
Why you always gotta get the last word? No, I'm just playing.
You ain't right. That's why I can't stop it from recording.
Bye-bye, y'all.